happy, following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? We are the lads from Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy, following the blues. We love you, what more.
Welcome to the Talk Show, Monday night, 7:30. Here we go, right the way through till 9. The Talk Show is sponsored by Boylesports, principal sponsor of Birmingham City Football Club, M.A.Reilly French polishers, and of course our good friends at the Garrison Coffee Company. And I'm in possession, ladies and gentlemen, of a Garrison coffee named after the Tilton Talk Show, the Tilton Talk Show blend. My son came up from Poole this weekend, and I popped over to Chris's and saw them on the table. I've stolen 2 of them. Don't know whether he's counting them yet. But one of them is winging its way down to Poole in Dorset now, and with one very happy young man. He was absolutely over the moon that he got that little gift today. Thank you very much, Chris Brown. International break week it is. We're just going to chat our normal stuff, do what we do. The chairman's on board, Mr. Alan Motton.
Good evening, everyone.
The one and only Mr. Craig Courtney.
Evening all.
Mark Andrew Adams.
Hello, everybody. Okay.
Oliver looking like a thug.
Evening, everyone.
The one and only Paul Hipkiss.
Evening all.
And of course, Mrs. Browne. What are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, God. 7 blokes in a room with one subject. Oh, that's Birmingham City Football Club. Our club, your club, my club. Our heritage, our history, and our future. Yeah. So on with the show that we go. Right. Okay. As I say, popped over into Birmingham on Sunday. Must apologise to anybody and everybody that's either messaged me on Facebook and or Messenger, but they've both been hacked and I simply cannot get my accounts back at the moment. So I'm going to keep an eye on that one over the next few weeks.
Woohoo!
Yeah. I don't know, it's not. Well, why do people do this? Why do people do it? You know, I've got videos of my dad singing "Keep Right On" just before he died on there. Yeah,
You'll get it back. I'm sure you'll get it back.
I'm sure I'll get it back, Chris. But like, you know, it's like, and I can't scathe Sharon at the minute. I've no public platform to destroy them.
So are you using your account? Are you at the moment?
I've got no account. I've got nothing.
Oh right, so you don't like spy by using.
No, I can't do anything. Anything.
Okay, I'd be on her account looking at all the porn sites.
Oh God, perish the word. Perish the word. Oh dear me. Right, okay. So a draw the weekend. Paul, thoughts?
Great performance. Just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. It's the same old story, isn't it? You know, games this season we create so many chances and just haven't took enough of them, you know, to win the game. Or, you know, I think a derby away, obviously we should have won that comfortably, and obviously we end up drawing it 2-2. And on Saturday, you know, again, great performance. But in all honesty, I'd rather play badly and win than play so well and not win. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, if we keep playing like that till the end of the season, I'm sure we'll win more than we lose. That's for sure. And, you know, Chong, Hernandez, and get Lyle Taylor back and Deeney back, you know, then suddenly I think, you know, we'll start to hopefully take a few more of these chances. But
we're safe now, though, aren't we, Paul? Safe?
I would say so. Yeah. What about 42, are we, guys?
I'm not sure without looking, to be honest. I'm not sure exactly what points we're on, but
13 points clear we are.
Yeah.
13 points.
13, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Derby look absolutely doomed now, don't they?
Oh,
yeah, we ain't going up and we ain't going down. So let's enjoy the rest of the season. And, you know, for me, you know, the likes of Nico Gordon now has got a great chance to grab that shirt with both hands and make it his own. And you know, Mengi ain't going to be sticking around next season, I don't think. So just give him that shirt now for the rest of the season and let him prove himself. And he's certainly showing to me that he's a sound centre half so far, isn't he? He's a good player. And I've got a shout out for Sunich as well on Saturday. I thought he had a great game on Saturday.
He did, didn't he? Yeah. Those Sunich knockers.
Yeah, I thought he had a great game, and you know, overall, I think the future's positive, and you know, we're looking better on the pitch suddenly. You know, we're playing good football, but again, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but we need James Beattie back at the club to show the players where the net is again, like he did when he was here. You know, somebody that can coach our attacking players like he did when he was here, to get us scoring more goals. People forget that Shay Adams, he only scored 7 goals. His top goal scoring season before James Beattie come was 7. And then when James come, we sold him for 16 million after he scored 23 goals. You know what I mean? So
that's what we're missing, isn't it, mate? That's what we're missing.
Yeah, I'm not saying, Kennedy's a bad coach or what we've got isn't bad, but I just think that we need James Beattie with it. Like we brought Sean Rush back, bring James Beattie back and put him back in that role on the training field with the attacking players. Because look at the partnership we had between Djukovic and Adams at the time. You know, it was scary. And to think of him working with the likes of, if we can sign him, Hernandez and Hogan even, and, Deeney and, all these players that we've actually got that are ours, and Bakuna, I think it would be quite scary, with his coaching. We really would start scoring a lot more goals, I think.
I think, I don't know whether you read my article last week, but I
did, yeah.
I was scathing. I've given up this, well, never mind sort of attitude. And the thing that worried me was the manager's attitude after the game in midweek. He looked desperately broken, and he's thinking, what am I doing here? And it concerned me. I thought, well, he could walk away from this. And so what I said was, it ain't your fault, mate. And I sort of gave a critique of each player. Some got 2 out of 10. And they would, Bakuna was awful in the 2 games previously. Gardner, having been the star man for a month, suddenly disappeared, and so on and so forth. But I was, I've only seen extended highlights from Blues TV, but I'm thinking, where are these people? I don't recognise any. Even Chung was ordinary in the two games prior, but suddenly he's back to his sensational best. And if he got any other shaped head than what he got, he would have scored a wonderful goal. Hernandez, fantastic, and Bakuna, who I've got big question marks about. Not his feet, in his head, but he was, okay, he missed a chance, but he from what I saw, he showed what he can do.
Oh yeah,
and it was, I know what you're saying, Paul. I'd rather play bad and win, but that game, it rejuvenated my thoughts about the team. Yes, you can do it. Now, bloody well do it. No, none of this. Oh, the pitch is too bumpy. There's nobody in the stands and all that nonsense. That should not affect you. You are professional footballers, and for a couple of weeks you looked like you couldn't trap a bag of cement. Now, get over it, sort of thing. And they did on Saturday, and I was chuffed to death, really. I'd have taken the 0-0 at any time.
Yeah, in Middlesbrough, though, it was, that was pretty bad, weren't it, overall. And Middlesbrough are a good side, they're on a good resurgence with Chris Wilder, aren't they? And, on the night, they were just better than us. But I'll say that Taylor Richards, I mean, I don't want to criticise him too much because he's getting himself back fit again, but he looked way off the level for me.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
Needs a few more games under his belt, doesn't he?
But I want to give him a few more games to have a proper opinion, but I certainly hope he gets better.
I do remember. The old brain is not working here. The Chilean guy who's on the left wing in the final. What was his name?
Hernandez. Bosajor.
Bosajor made his debut at Stoke, and that was the worst debut I'd ever seen up to that point. But he turned out all right in the end. He just had an absolute nightmare first game, and he turned out okay. And I'm hoping, this lad will do the same.
Well, I remember Darren Pearce coming on the show and saying that his first sort of half a dozen games for Blues, he had a nightmare, didn't he? He even said that himself. And then after that, he turned into a great centre-half for us, didn't he?
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes players a little while to settle in, that's all. But, I just hope that Taylor Richards gets better for us. But I know he's a lone player anyway, and I don't know what chance we've got of if we want to sign him permanently. I don't know whether that's on the books or what, but I just hope we certainly can get Hernandez permanently because he's by far the best one out of all of them for me on loan. He's quality.
Paul, just to update you, Paul. James Beattie, according to Trevor Smith, was on the side of the pitch at Southampton.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
Yeah, he was with I can't remember if it was on ITV or BBC, but he was doing some punditry work. But his job at the moment, he's coaching at Wigan. He's coaching and they're obviously doing all right in League One. So
yeah,
I'd love him back personally. He's the kind of player, he's the kind of person you need back in the coaching on the training pitch with the players, just to get us scoring more goals. Because I don't think it's a coincidence that we had such a good goal scoring season that season. And we got 16 million for Che Adams, and a lot of that was down to his coaching. But also I just want to mention here, I disappeared off my screen, but I think the lad's name was Harry Matthews, and Tom Oxland. They were stuck, weren't they, for hours and hours coming over from Swansea. And Ian Dutton, this is an absolute class act from Ian, that he sorted out a coach to pick him up from, I think it was Shrewsbury, was it? Back to Birmingham.
Yeah. So, I think you were just about to mention that, weren't you, Craig, as well?
Yeah, and also, I mean, just to add to something that the chairman has mentioned there, and Hernandez. I don't know whether anybody has seen today, but there's a video clip where he's after the game come down giving his shirt to a young lad in stands at Swansea, which made the lad's day. Yeah. But that young lad was also doing a charity fundraising event. And I've managed to see today that Anel Hernandez not only gave him his shirt, but pledged £1,000 towards the guy's charity event. I mean, it's just...
That is just class.
Brilliant. And, it's been shouted out there, this is the guy to sign. But I've got to say, to not just do that with the youngsters, they're the future, we've all said it, but to do that as well is just absolutely superb. And,
that is fantastic.
Huge applause. Huge applause.
Yeah. People getting out to sign, quite a few comments here asking to sign Lyle Taylor permanently as well. And could you imagine James Beattie working with him as well? I mean, it'd just be frightening. It really would. We'd score loads of goals.
Yeah. He's still got a few more seasons, hasn't
he? Yeah. I think he's not rapidly fast, is he, Lyle Taylor? He's just in the right. He's got the knack of being in the right place.
Yeah. He's got the mental capacity, hasn't he? He's a very clever player.
Yeah. Commentary from Ray Hobro, probably controversial, but I don't see Chong as a Man United player. Maybe Premier League, but I don't think he will be Man United long.
Mind you, the way they're going, he'll be captain.
I said that's our problem. Manchester United will need him soon.
And I was going to say, Mengi at the back.
He'll be the Jack and Doyle of Man United.
There was also another. There was a Man United podcast again, where anybody's seen it, but the guy that runs it, huge Man U fan, shouted out the other week after one of the games, he'd rather have the Birmingham City midfield, inclusive of Chong, than he did of his own Man United, because we not only chased for the ball, we broke down and we showed some passion. To get that from a Man U fan, they think a lot of him.
Yeah.
Accent like.
What are you saying, Paul?
What was his accent like? That Man United fan, was he from London or Birmingham?
he lives in Solihull.
Chelmsford.
Germany.
He's actually my neighbour, so I can look at him through the back window. So, yeah, we know he's from here. But I'll give him his due. He is actually a Mancunian. So,
right.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Tell him I say congratulations. He's the only one I've ever heard of.
Just going back to that Ian Dutton where we started talking about. That was a fantastic thing that he did, really.
Oh, it's
a brilliant gesture.
Was it 1:20 in the morning or something that he
crazy?
Saw?
40 or 50 of them stuck.
Yeah. I think
why did they get stuck? I've not seen the story. How come they got stuck?
Someone set a flare off in a train.
So what? Sorry.
Someone set a flare off on the train.
Really?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
that person needs banning from football for life. End of. Right? I hate them things. They stink. They stink horrible. They get down your throat. And we've got disabled supporters and people who suffer from breathing difficulties at games and one thing and another. And you're doing that. You want your head looking up. Seriously. You want your head looking up.
You do, yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, well done to Ian Dutton. I think he saw the video that was sent by Harry Matthews, and And replied straight away. That was brilliant. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Somebody's asked, what's happening with Deeney?
He's been out a while, hasn't he?
We've forgotten about him, haven't we?
He's back. He's back for the Albion game, isn't he?
Is he? Oh, right. Okay, that'd be good. That'd be interesting.
Well, they say back, but he'll have to get match fit. I mean, maybe on the bench. I don't know.
If he's match fit, does he? I was about to say, if he's match fit, does he go straight into the 11?
I don't know. You know, that's a game. That's a game to bring him back. That's a game to bring him back for, isn't it? Really.
Or is it? It's going to be high tempo. He's just had an injury, right? He's been out for a long time, and we all know about fitness and match fitness. Yeah, there's a big difference, right? You could be fit, but then you've got to have that spark, that energy, that drive.
Yeah.
You know, and is he going to be at that level at that juncture? I don't know.
Yeah, I think to get match fitness though as well, you've got to play matches, obviously.
Of course you have, Paul.
But I think for me, well, it depends whether he plays a front two or not in the next game against the Baggies, or if he goes one up top with the two either side. But I'm looking forward to seeing Deeney on the pitch with Hernandez and Chong, because he hasn't played with either really much. So I know he played a few games with Chong before he got injured, but not many. So with Hernandez and Bacuna as well, and Chong behind him, that could be exciting as well.
I'd like to see him alongside Taylor. You know, them two up front.
Yeah.
You know, we've hopefully would have then some more deadly finishers, shall we put it that way? You know, blokes who do score goals and have scored goals on a regular basis. A lot of the chances on Saturday went to people who, you know, are not regular scorers. And there's a difference between a guy who scores goals and a striker. You know, the Deeney's and the Taylors of this world, and Hogan to some extent, they score goals. Dukey isn't a goal scorer, but he's a, you know, he scores goals, and he usually scores good goals.
That's Alan.
You know, he never gets more than 12.
Alan, you just said Deeney's not a goal scorer, but he scores goals.
I know what you're trying to say.
I know. I had to pick up on it, Chris. I'm really sorry.
I think Deeney as well would be better to get him back, especially after some of the racing performances, just for more morale boost, to be honest, because he cares, doesn't he? So
and talking of goal scorers, the under-23s are already 1-0 up.
Good. The thought of Taylor is quite exciting, isn't it? And obviously Hernandez playing off him with Bacuna and Chong as well. You know, that could work, and we've got nothing to lose now. Between now and the end of the season, he can experiment, can't he?
Well, somebody said earlier, Paul, would you bring some of the younger players through now for the rest of the season?
Possibly, yeah. I mean, give him
Joe Bellingham.
Joe
Bellingham. Yeah.
Let's have a look at Job. And
I think the only ones you do want to use are the ones that are going to be in Bowyer's plans next season, because there's no point bringing ones in that giving them a run out, because just why not? Because with Nico Gordon as well, that's money. If he's, you know, in Bowyer's plans to play for next season, that's money that we'd have to go and spend on a centre half that we can put, you know, towards like Hernandez or Taylor or whatnot. So I'd only play youngsters that are in Bowyer's plans, not just ones that, you know, can give a run out, because why not?
I get you, Ollie. I get you, right? Martin Swinson says, ban the flares, bring back the bog roll. I completely, utterly agree. There was no like watching that bog roll across the pitch and the goalkeeper scurrying to pick it up back in the 70s. Crispy comments have just gone off on YouTube.
Don't forget your rattles. Don't forget the rattles.
The rattles, by me. Yeah. Okay, Harry Matthews. It was a flare, but also someone apparently died at Cardiff Central train station, which is awful, obviously. Not long before. I was on the same train, of course, but I didn't see who actually let the flare off, as I was in another part of the train from where I was with my mate Tom Oxland at the time.
Going back onto Saturday's game, we've got a Lee Bowyer's press conference, haven't we? Or interview after the game?
Yeah, we have, yes. I'll play that. Do you want to listen to it?
Yeah, and just before you do that, Chris, Lucas has just messaged me, right? He's got home safely down in Paul in Dorset, and he said, thank you so much for that coffee. He is absolutely over the moon with it. Yeah, superb. Bless him.
Lovely. Here we go.
And happy birthday to my other son, Adam, who was 36 on Saturday.
Happy birthday. See you in 2 minutes.
Lee, a really impressive away day performance, but can you try and explain how we haven't scored this afternoon?
I can't explain. We created enough clear-cut chances, not half chances, clear-cut chances to win 2 or 3 games. If we'd have been leaving here today winning 4-0 or 5-0, then I'd have accepted it. But I just don't know how we ain't taken one of them chances. I think we've missed 3 from like a yard out. Both halves, I thought we caused some problems from start to finish. So disappointed not to get the 3 points, but overall the most important thing for me today was the reaction that I got from the players after choosing his performance. It was positive. I knew I'd get that. But I feel for the players because they've given everything. They deserve more than the point that we got.
I know it's not the first time we've spoken after a game about taking care or being ruthless in front of goal. I know it's something you work on with the players throughout the week. Is it just a hope that one of these days it's going to click?
Yeah, well, it did it at Luton, didn't it? And again, this could have been another one of them, I think. So, it's just, that's the game, though, isn't it? That's the frustration to the game at times. You put on the performance, away performance against a good Swansea side, and you don't get the reward that you deserve. But that's the difference. You have to be clinical in front of goal, and that's why your Fulhams and the teams up there are up there, because they're clinical in front of goal.
What did you see today from the players that was missing against Middlesbrough?
I just felt that there was an honesty, an honesty to go out there and do the basics right. Because if we didn't do that right today, then we would have got hammered, because Swansea are a good side. Like, they play and they take chances playing out from the back, and if we didn't get that press right, then we could have got hurt. Or if we'd have been carrying a couple of players, we would have got hurt. I thought Kuna was outstanding. Out of possession, we know what he's got in possession. But today I see a person that's improving on that side of the game, and that's my job. Can I get more out of players? And I thought he was excellent today. He didn't stop running that. And sometimes when the player comes off, it's not punishment. Like, you run yourself into the ground, and can we freshen it up and put Taylor on? But I just feel for the players who didn't get the 3 points that we deserve.
Talk us through the game plan, because it was a quick turnaround for the Middlesbrough game. Swansea have a very particular way of playing, so you've not had a lot of time on the training pitch to prepare, but it looked like everybody knew their jobs.
We literally just walked through it yesterday, showed visually as well. When we played them at our place, we've done the same thing. So it was just reminding them, look, this is how we hurt them at home. And how we punished them, and it was like today. But the difference was we got 2 goals at home, and we didn't punish them today. But the players, to be fair, they took it on board quickly. We couldn't do too much training, because obviously we've choose his games. So we went through it, and they took it on board and put it all together. And tactically, I thought they were spot on.
What do you take from the fact that Swansea have had 2/3 possession here this afternoon, yet we've had nearly double the amount of shots? Is it what you do with the football that counts?
It's when you win it, like the first and second pass was so important today that we didn't just give it back to them, and that's where I thought we was really good. Again, I think the pitch helped. Nice pitch to play on. So, we've had all them chances and we haven't had a goal. So, but that's the game. At least we improved, and the players they deserve all the credit tonight, because they give everything for the show.
Yeah, Maxime Collin back starting in the first 11 for the first time in a long time now. But you've spoken about how good a fit and firing Maxime Collin is at this division. How big a boost is he?
Well, a big boost. He's come back at the right time, because obviously Patterson and Ted's as well. So I think he's just a machine, mate. He just slipped into the left-sided centre half like he'd been playing there his whole career. So it is a dream. It's a manager's dream to work with people like that, because they're no fuss. Whatever you ask them to do, they carry it out. And so it's great to have him back again.
Yeah. International break coming up, and I imagine a few days off for the players to rest up. But how crucial is this next 10 days?
Yeah, needs to get some rest in first, and then obviously we've got 2 weeks before the next game. So West Brom, local derby, and I think that the most important thing there is that we start well and prepare well. So we've got plenty of time to do that.
Very finally, just a word on Jordan James called up to England in the 20s, a few international call-ups, but is that a reward for what's been a real breakthrough season for JJ this year?
Yeah, it's moving in the right direction.
Okay, so there's the interview with Lee Bowyer, ladies and gents, girls and boys. To me, he doesn't look a beaten man. He looks a very, very, very frustrated man. Paul?
Yeah, well, same as me after the game, to be honest, you're just thinking to yourself, scratching your head, how the hell did we win that game? After all them chances we created, and you're not talking half chances, are you? You're talking clear cuts, like open goal on 3 occasions. You've got to put at least one of them in. But, we didn't at the end of the day, and we have to move on to the next game.
But look, we've come away with a point, Paul. Yeah?
You'd have took that before the game. You'd have took that before the game.
Yeah. Oh, any away game, you'll take a point, wouldn't you? Right. And Swansea, no mugs.
No, they're not. But you just like to think that we're going to put at least one of them in. That's all. Them chances that we create. The good thing is, like he said in his interview there, he wanted a response from last Tuesday night, and he got it. There was a big response.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody else experienced a bit of echoing going on there. In that interview. Yeah. Okay. We'll have a look at the next one, see if we can cure that and sort that out. What was your thoughts on the interview?
Again, it was like a different man. As I say, it worried me after the Middlesbrough game that he looked dead and broken. But he was very positive, and I'd always take a 0-0 over a 2-2, because if you score 2 goals, you should win. If it 0-0, you don't concede, you don't lose. And the way our defence has performed occasionally in the last 3 weeks, it was good to see that 0 against the opposition's name. And you move on, and if you get another clean sheet next week against the Albion, you should win.
Listen, if we get a win next week, Alan, that changes the perspective all over, right? Because It's a local derby. They're 3-4 miles up the road, one thing or another, and the shackles go up on the back of your neck again, don't they?
Yeah,
to be honest,
and it would be great to, the Albion suddenly have got a bit of form again, and they're talking about the playoffs, blah blah. It'd be great to stick it to them and say, well, you're going nowhere, pal. That's that would be great. And same with Coventry, really. The week, that's the week after, isn't it? I think we've got to create something in the last couple of months of the season to create momentum. Set ourselves targets. Whether we're safe next week or the week after, I don't want to see suddenly, second string sides going into games, because last year it was embarrassing. We got to say we played people who we knew weren't any good and weren't going to be with us. We gave them a chance. We got 9 goals stuck up us in 2 weeks. That killed the momentum from that season. We'd gone 8 or 9 undefeated, and then we get 2 hammerings at the end of the season. And that frustrates me. You've got to keep winning. Keep going.
Yeah.
Looking at the top 6 now, does it not give us hope? Seeing like Huddersfield and Luton up there, like in 3rd, 4th, respectively. But could that be us one day? Do we think?
No disrespect, Paul. Right, but again, we're the 2nd biggest city in the country. Yeah, and we've got another 3 or 4 teams within our local vicinity. There's no way this football club should be in this position ever. Not ever. And I don't know, but I just want to gauge a couple of other people's reactions on that interview. Mark, what was yours?
Pretty much what the other lads have said, really. I mean, look, in general, for the last part of the season, we've got some really tasty games coming up. We've got the Albion, we've got Coventry, we've got Forest away, we've got Blackburn. We've got some really tasty games. And like I say, if we can make a statement of intent, I'll be looking forward to next season.
Yeah.
That's right. We're going to sell some season tickets now. now's the time to sell the season tickets. We have a great run in. Everything's looking rosy, and we get season tickets sold.
Yeah, there's every chance that the ground will be fully open. Every chance.
Yeah. We hope so.
We hope so. What's the gate now? We can't even fill the stadium, and it's only half open.
Well, the Middlesbrough game was 15,000, wasn't it?
15,000.
You always get SOD for the weeknight games.
To be fair.
Yeah.
So with kids school and stuff like that, So I think
and they had Chelsea on Saturday, didn't they? So they're probably, saving their pennies for Chelsea. But going back to the season ticket thing, I mean, I know it's not Blues, but I know Coventry have started selling theirs already for next season.
Yeah.
What an amazing job they've done this year.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Gone from not having a stadium at all to playing at our stadium to going back to their original stadium and being in the top half of the league.
And also, Nick, unfortunately, getting better gates than us.
Yeah.
What we need to avoid, though, is selling season tickets to people that we can't put their bums on seats.
Mate, I'll tell you what, if that happens, Paul, oh my God, there will be uproar. Absolute uproar.
We can't do that again. So, until we know whether or not it's going to be open in time for the start of next season, the lower tiers, then we can't obviously sell season tickets in those areas. And they'll know that.
I never, ever in my life dreamt that my football club would be like this with, half the stadium shut. Never in my lifetime would I have thought this would have happened.
Yeah,
I think that when we finally do get it open, I think there's got to be an all-out plan to fill that stadium at any cost.
And Chris, an all-out
any cost, even if you're making
the football club.
Yeah, even if you're making a loss
from the football club.
Yeah,
if you're making a loss, complete gesture. Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree. Yeah.
Get the kids in.
All we want
sake.
It's a free puck a pie each.
Yeah. I'm sitting here
Why not turn up the following week then?
I've got a lot more faith and confidence now in it all being sorted out, though. Is everyone else?
Definitely.
Do you know what? Right, and this is me. I've been going since '73, as you all know. I've got no drive to go at the minute.
Nick, what can change that? There's a question I asked after the last game, right? Because we totally understand the frustration of some of the people and seeing the various comments around, I'm not renewing my season ticket, etc., etc. I asked that question, right? What can we do as fans now, working with the club? What could we do to, number one, bring back an atmosphere to the stadium? Because at the moment, it's like going to church. Number two, you're right.
But no, sorry, Craig. Sorry, Craig. They sing at church.
I was just about to say that. You should come to my church. We make a lot of noise.
So what was the outcome, Craig? What were people saying?
To be honest, it was the general consensus. It was very mixed, but what was interesting for me was hearing the opening of the bottom tiers will make a difference. That was the first thing that came out as being the most positive. The second one, if we played better football. Now, for me, controversial comment here, but I don't like Birmingham playing fancy football. I like Birmingham being that no nonsense. Get your
4-4-2.
Winnable.
4-4-2. 4-4-2.
So,
And the other thing was, and interestingly, I saw your comment today, Chris, around having pockets and areas of fans to almost congregate to build an atmosphere. And that did come out from a couple of people. But then there were others that were...
It's not the Birmingham way. It's not our way.
Not our way. We need the whole stadium rocking.
And do not, under any circumstances, ever bring a drum into that football stadium. Do not ever bring a drum into that football. Because I'll tell you what, you'll be wearing it.
There won't be no drums, but something has got to be done because, you know what I mean? You're getting people like Southend and people like that. They're getting better atmospheres. And what's happened?
Look at the atmosphere. Right? Did you watch that FA Cup game yesterday?
Some of it, yeah.
The Forest one. My God, the atmosphere there was rocking.
Oh, crikey, yeah.
Absolutely rocking. I do think the Liverpool goal was offside. Bit controversial, I don't know, but there you go. But it don't really matter because it's not Birmingham City. But that was a proper atmosphere. That is what St Andrews used to be like.
It used to be. That's right. I've been down there when it's made me cry.
I won't say the name, but there's a certain club up the road, not in B6, but in the WV postcode, that have got a DJ before every game. And I don't know if anyone saw him with Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher before the game, but do we think that might make a difference in St Andrews if we had an actual DJ who was playing?
I mean, we're not American, are we?
I think it might, Paul. I think it might.
You know, if he's playing
we need to do something different.
If he's playing
Not necessarily a DJ.
Sorry, go on.
I know, not necessarily a DJ. I know Peter would do it. They do like the day before, and they like get fans to send in songs for a playlist for like that day. Maybe
That's a great idea.
Okay, let's have some suggestions for songs for Birmingham City Football Club. I'll start off with Down, Down, Deeper and Down.
Yeah. No, in all seriousness, that is a great idea. If fans could email in their requests the day before.
Yeah, they make a playlist for the day on the day.
Yeah, go on, Paul.
If there's no DJ there, though, I think people will just talk amongst themselves and take no notice of the music that's been requested. If you've got an actual DJ there that's hosting like a little event before the game, like they do up there, then I think that would make a difference. It really would.
Right, okay, Paul, I'll go with it, right? Having been a DJ for many years, right? Announcing birthdays, announcing, events, wedding anniversaries, anything like that. Putting their faces up on that big screen. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, here is XYZ is 15 today.
That's coming back, actually. That's a question that I've already posed to the club, because I actually wanted to do it for my daughter the other week, and they haven't done it. However, have been assured that is coming back, along with anniversary announcements, Nick. So it's a great shout there. But also, they are listening to especially the playlist and the music. There was numerous again on other message boards as well, where Ian has actually answered back on that and said, let us know what you want as fans, and we will see what we can do.
For me as a fan, Craig, I would never, ever, ever want not to play Mr. Blue Sky. When that comes on for me, you know what? I was in the pub the other night, right, and it came on, and the goosebumps just flew up on my arms and me. I've got them now. There they go. Look, there they go. And that is an iconic Birmingham City song. But you know what? We've got lots of songs that we could play.
Yeah.
And somebody asked earlier, should we dump the Tempera and then bring back Keep Right On as it? It's our anthem. That's our anthem. Yeah. Keep right on to the end of the road. It's our anthem. Should we bring that back as our players are coming out of our tunnel?
I mean, we do things like Chip and Win. Imagine that with like a DJ playing some good music while he's doing it as well.
Yeah.
You know,
I quite like that. Chip and
Win. I think.
Yeah, I like that.
The atmosphere and
do you remember the Coventry Cup tie when it was their home game? They showed us how it should be done.
Yeah.
They had these and the only thing that went wrong for them was they got to Hey Jude, and of course everybody in the ground was singing that forever. But it was so much
more entertaining.
It did add to the atmosphere. Now I don't personally think that works, but I'd been proved wrong that day because it was noticeable that there was a part of the atmosphere. You know, it was a unique occasion anyway.
Yeah.
And
I can tell you now, I was outside the back of the main stand 25 minutes before the game, and it was like being back in the 70s. People were singing already.
Yeah.
It was proper. Yeah, carry on.
Right.
Sorry to
interrupt.
Go on.
Yeah, I do like the idea. I mean, I tell you a story now. When it was my 50th anniversary of going, I'm past 60 now. 50th anniversary. I asked the club if I could hire a box for the day and invite the people over the 50 years who'd been with me. And they sort of, I don't know. And then somebody said, have you thought of doing it at an away game? That's God's honest truth. That's what I was told. And in the end, I bought myself a Jeff Hall shirt, so balls to it, But that's what happened. And they got no imagination. No imagination. I thought, well, this is a great idea. You know, I'll throw up a couple of grand. You know, just do it properly. No.
Do you know what I saw the other night, Alan?
Pardon?
I was watching a game on TV the other night, and as the players were coming out, all the lights were going on and off all around the stadium.
Yeah.
I thought, wow, I mean, that's just such a simple trick.
Yeah,
It's a simple trick. You could buy, literally, a box for 150 quid to do that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. An alternator. Yeah.
Should we have a tune when we score?
No, what about that?
No, I don't like that.
No.
Not for me.
That's a bit too plastic, isn't it?
You think that's too cheap? Mind you, there'll be dust gathering on the bloody disc by the time we score.
Yeah.
What I do think needs to happen is...
And sorry, Alan, it's an MP3 nowadays, mate.
That's it.
I mean, they've done away with M78s.
The Albion and Coventry games. Sorry, Paul, go on.
Hang on, Paul.
I was just going to say, can we put a poll out there now to our viewers, yes or no, to a DJ in the stadium before the game and at half time?
Yeah, good idea.
And in the custard bowl, they've got disco lights and everything, haven't they? You know, and it's why can't we do that as well? Why don't we do that? Because I think it really would change the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Good idea.
I think it's probably a good idea to mix the two ideas of like the playlist and a DJ. Because if you've got a DJ playing music, it's not going to attract everyone.
No.
You might have some people.
I don't know, Ollie. I think if I was there, I'd think I'd put 10,000 on the game, mate.
Yeah.
If you send in the playlist where you've got people who have actually like the music that they want to hear, then you get the DJ to play it. It's a bit more inclusive, should we say?
I get that, but let's assume you get 1,000 requests.
Yeah, you can't. You obviously won't be able to play
It's the
them all, but
DJ
you might
that's
be able
going
to
to
play them
pick.
for the day
It's
after.
the DJ that's going to pick those requests out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Brenda says, her idea for getting the crowds in next season, if we had if the ground was all open, let kids under 15 to go to games for £1. There you go, under 15 quid.
Yeah,
old age pensioners
EFL
go
won't allow
cheaper.
that. The EFL won't allow that, Chris.
This is her idea. Don't
I
knock
know
her.
it's her idea.
Let old age pensioners go cheaper. Let food be cheaper now.
Oh, that's
See
lindering for nothing.
So, you know what I mean? Yes.
Jason McDonough's just said exactly what I was about to say, that the pitch PA bloke is a DJ himself anyway, Richard Goulding. Was it Richard Goulding, or Goulding?
Goulding, yeah. He's going to be a guest soon, I think, yeah.
He's a DJ anyway, so he could, kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah, I don't think everybody would like too much his music, though.
I'm sure he could.
Yeah.
Look, I'm sorry, Chris. When you're a DJ, you play to your audience. You're paying audience, right? Yeah. Not for yourself, mate. Not ever. If somebody ever wanted a tune on, boom, it was on.
Yeah. Basically, what we've got to do is reduce that daytime, that cost for that day for a family, because it runs in. It can run into 300 quid for a day out at a football game.
There should be a special family ticket.
It's ridiculous. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I think as they look into season tickets, I mean, there's a couple of shout-outs on here, but one that's Jason McDonough here is brilliant idea. Under 11s, he remembers when they used to go free. Now, I know they've only just this season brought in a cost, but they're the guys and girls that we need in there. They're the ones that we need coming back. And you take them to a game for nothing, that game for nothing can lead to a season ticket for the next 20, 30, 40 years.
Exactly, Craig, a lifetime. Yeah.
Also, another great shout out. It's all well and good having a DJ on the pitch, but we need to sort out the PA system.
It's awful, isn't it? It is awful. It is.
Yeah, you wouldn't have it going through them speakers. He'd have his own gear, wouldn't he? I guess.
Yeah, he'd have his own gear. Yeah.
No, but you need speakers all around the stadium, Paul. Right? And that's an expensive job to do. Believe me, because I've bought a lot of speakers in my time.
I know. And, isn't it strange when you go to other grounds and you can hear everything?
Yeah. Now, I was at the top of the GM when Robbo did his last final speech. And all I could do was, I'm thinking, what the hell are we doing?
I think that's weird, Dad.
I have to say,
cheers, pal.
60 years ago, it was exactly the same.
Yeah, but Alan, we had that big white
It's never
horn.
changed in 60 years.
We had that big white horn that right down the bottom, and you either got it full blast in your head or you couldn't hear a thing at all.
Yeah. Well, one time they put all 4 microphones in what used to be called the M&B corner, where they players come out.
M&B corner. Oh my God, you brought a memory back there, buddy.
Yeah.
And that worked for a while, but as the crowds got bigger, they couldn't hear at the other end, and that was scrapped. But it's always been the lights used to be lousy. When the trains went past and the smoke came over, you couldn't see anyway.
Yeah.
But the sound system at St Andrews for 60 years has never been very good.
No.
It could be the shape of, who knows? It could be the shape of the acoustics.
No, it's nothing to do with it. It's poor quality speakers. It's poor quality speakers and poor quality amplification and poor quality microphones. That's it. It's as simple as that, right? 42 years I spent doing it, right? You invest in the best equipment going, right, and you'll get the best sound out of it.
Yeah. Well, I'll take you away for that. I mean,
I promise you, kid. I'll tell you what. I've had speaker sets that were embarrassing when I first started out, and then as I progressed through the years, and I got into like the nightclub in this town. I put a 12,700 watt system into a small nightclub in Uttoxeter, right?
Yeah.
And I can't really say what she said, or can I? It's a kind of a rude word, Chris. What do you think?
Okay,
all right.
yeah, go on.
So the gaffer was a woman at the time, right? And I said, right, stand in the middle of the dance floor. And I just this was brand new system. These were Bose speakers, right? These were quality. Yeah.
That's what I've got here. I've got some here.
Yeah. Well, you know what they're like, Paul, right?
Brilliant.
12,700 watts of sound power, right? You could hear that all over this town, believe me. And I said, stand in the middle, right? And I put it on, and she goes, oh, that sounds absolutely beautiful, didn't it? And then all of a sudden I just wound it up like boom. And the dust was coming out of the light fittings in the ceiling. The whole building was shaking. And she goes, oh no, stop it, you fellas. But that's why I've got raging tinnitus now, because all we were interested back in the day is how much louder can we get it?
Exactly, yeah.
And this was chest moving equipment, right? Your chest would actually vibrate, I promise you.
Yeah, Pete Taylor's hit it on the head. You get what you pay for, and that's the same.
Absolutely.
I can remember years ago, we used to have bands on as well. We used to have bands on before the.
That's another good idea. Yeah, that's another good
music.
I don't know whether I'm a fan of that personally, right? Unless it's a Birmingham band that is quite like that. But one thing that I do like is the military bands when we have those.
Nah.
Nah.
Musical youth are in their 50s now.
Yeah. I mean, I got arrested actually, Alan, the other day, right? Prince Charles and Camilla were driving down the motorway and they were doing 30 mile an hour in the middle lane. So I thought, I'll stop this, right? Boom. Overtook them, right? I got done for past the Dutchie on the left-hand side.
Yeah, I was waiting for it. I mean,
I've never done that one.
Alan, that's why you, me, and Chris are the best.
I mean, you ask Oliver now. Would he love to watch a brass band before the game? Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah, thrilling.
Having said that, when we have Remembrance Sunday,
absolutely superb at St Andrews.
That's top class. That is. The guy this year was fantastic, and Oliver's probably never heard a brass band, but I'll tell you what, if he heard one in real life. He might not enjoy it, but he'd certainly be impressed. My goodness,
it's a massive difference when they walk past you. Yeah.
Craig, you got your hand up?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say there's a couple of things that have come up over the past, 3 or 4 days, which I think are worth a shout out. I mean, the first one is we've got them 2 big games that we've all mentioned, the Albion and Coventry.
Mm-hmm.
We need St Andrews full. There shouldn't be, for me, any excuses for people not getting down to St Andrews and filling those seats that are available. And I just shout out, come along, support the boys, give them as much noise as we can because we need that atmosphere back in there. Mm-hmm. But also, what are people's thoughts on the demonstration that again seems to be rearing its head pre-Coventry game with a different starting point, and it seems to be another rallying call, but I'm not too sure at the moment whether it's the right time or not.
For me, Craig, throwing sex toys onto a football pitch before a game is disgraceful.
Yeah,
Children, there are children at them games, mate. Right? Okay, disgraceful for me. That's for me, right?
Yeah. On that note, Kathy Jean Morrison says, "I think it's ridiculous that you cannot take blown up dolls into the football grounds, and you can take,
I don't know,
and you've got people taking tennis balls and vibrators."
Yeah.
Incidentally, the Albion have sold out their allocation. West Ham have sold out their allocation.
Have they?
Coventry.
Yeah.
There's already enough Blues fans. There's already enough Blues fans at St Andrews being let down without blow up dolls as well.
Hey!
Oh, what level of comedy are you aspiring to tonight, mate? Whoa! That's usually my job, kid.
Actually, you won't see that, but you will later.
Oh my God! That is absolute quality, Chris. How did you think of that one?
I was quick on my feet.
Oh my God! I'm so grateful I'm watching on YouTube.
So yeah, maybe local bands before the match.
Right.
Especially up and coming bands to give them that.
Right. Okay, they tried that in the bar at the back of the Tilton.
Yeah, they still do. I think
they still do that, do they?
Yeah, they still do that. Yeah.
Right. People want to see famous people.
Yeah. How much would you have to pay Ocean Polisihing to play for a couple of hours?
No, crikey! I'm not going to that game. Get UB40 on.
We'd have to sell Dino.
They'd only have half hour, wouldn't they? Really, realistically, to get half a decent crowd in before the game. If that, 15 minutes, then it starts filling up 15 minutes before kickoff, even 5
We'll give them a couple of pints and a book of pie. That'll be all right.
Yeah. Who are we talking about now?
Ocean Polisihing.
In before the game.
Did you say UB40?
You remember them, don't you?
Well, the last time Birmingham had a crowd in St Andrews of more than 30,000.
Yeah.
It was when UB40 was playing.
Played on the pitch.
That's right. That's fun fact.
What was the score?
1 in 10.
Oh! And do you know what? All right. Red wine.
Well, it's certainly
and Mark, sorry, mate. I went to get a poker pie and there's a rat in my kitchen.
Well, all these ideas giving us food for thought.
Dear. It started already. They'll be coming up on the shout box now, they will.
And the under-23s are now 2-0 up.
Hey!
Craig, who scored that first goal? I've just seen it on my phone. Who scored that first goal? Do you know?
I haven't had the names come through on the goal scorers. So Linda Magner, I think you've updated on the score. So if you can let us know who it was that scored, that'd be awesome.
Right. Okay.
Okay, just going back a little bit. Violet's saying here, this is why I wouldn't take my daughter if the sex toys come out. What kind of club are we becoming? To be honest, we look ridiculous. And we'll become a laughing stock. And I think that's one of the best comments of the night, to be perfectly honest.
I think somebody thought that would be really, really funny. I think that's what it is.
Well, I tell you what, it's backfired.
It's not a hoax. I didn't.
It was a hoax from them up the road, wasn't it?
Well, they started it, and I think two were thrown on, weren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
From the railway, I believe. From the videos that were out there.
You know what? I mean, I've seen some things thrown onto a football, even a motorbike, right? And I've researched this. Have a look on Google. Things that have been thrown onto football pitches, right? It was a foreign team, but even a motorbike has been thrown onto a football field, right? But this, no, I'm sorry.
So who's playing?
I just don't get the buzz.
No, I don't. No.
Who's playing squad game then?
I think it should be Nick and Chris.
Oh, no chance. Absolutely no chance. Right.
I ain't got a clue. I don't mind. I'll have a go for a laugh.
Yeah,
see if I can get one.
It could be 0-0.
Oh, God. Okay.
I'm going to get relegated here.
Oh dear.
You've started something with the football.
Oh no.
Songs now. We've got Don Kavanagh who said he hopes we don't draw Kingston Town in the cup.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah, brilliant. I do like that, mate. Nice one, Dom. Oh, God.
Who's going then? Chris against Craig?
Go on then, me and Nick.
No, Chris.
No, get that slow played Craig. He'll know at least 3.
Nick and Chris.
Go on then.
1970.
No, you don't pick any. You don't pick one.
1970.
No, you don't pick.
No, you don't pick one.
I know, but I'm just vibing. 1970.
1972.
No, I didn't go then.
Nick, heads or tails?
Oh, hang on, let me do it. Oh, mind you, I can't do it, can I? No, somebody else.
Go on, I've got a coin.
Go on, Craig.
I've got a coin.
Go on, Craig.
Go on, heads or tails, Nick?
Heads.
Heads it is.
Do you want to go first or second, Nick?
Second.
You sod.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Chris, for you,
Yeah.
I've got the shirt on from that season, the away shirt, and it's our first season in the Premier League.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
2003.
Look at the pain.
Hey?
Look at the pain on their faces.
Oh, dear. Can't I go?
Thank you, Stephen.
Go
It
next.
was Inter Milan. It was Inter Milan that threw a motorbike onto the pitch.
Was it?
Yeah. It actually happened, Chris. It really happened.
So how many, Chris? How many are you going to get?
I'll go for 4.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
4 players from that squad in 30 seconds from 2002, 2003.
Okay then.
Anyone got 30, can anyone get me 30 seconds and time it down, please?
I can get a timer up for you.
Okay, so can I start then? Yeah.
I'll leave the clock.
Wait for Oliver.
3, 2, 1.
Stern John.
Yeah.
Clinton Morrison.
Yeah.
Oh, Forsell.
Yeah. No.
No. Sure. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, we've had him on the show. There's a clue. There's a player from the show.
No, hey, shut up!
Nico Vasson. Nico Vasson.
Time.
That's it. Oh, dear. 4. Oh, I'm happy with that.
I hope Paul Devlin ain't watching.
Oh, God.
Or Savage or Dugary or
Savage, yeah.
Matty Upson or...
Shut up.
Jeff Horsfield, Brian Hughes. All these people we've had on the show.
Okay.
Wow.
Darren Clark, Dan Carter,
Okay. Oh, God.
Brian Hughes.
Right.
You got 3 to beat, Nick. What's 3, wasn't it? Yeah.
4.
Probably 4.
4.
We have a replay.
I got Nico Vasson at the end, yeah.
I'm on 3.
Sorry, who did you get? You got Nico Vasson, Stern John, Clinton Morrison, and who was the other one?
And another one.
Who was the other one?
Another one.
Stern John, Clinton,
Nico
Darren
Vasson.
Carter.
Forsell? No.
No.
Forsell was wrong.
No, so you got 3.
Bollocks.
Oh my God!
What did you say? I think I bleeped it out.
For you, Nick, you've got to beat 3 basically to
Right.
win. So for you, it's our promotion season under Alex McLeish in 2009.
That's new blues run out music.
Hang on, because he's googling. He's googling.
I'm not. Right.
He is. Look, he's looking down at it.
He's not.
Googling. Oh.
2009.
2008, 2009. It was the season that we got promoted. We finished second in the league under Alex McLeish. It was the season we won at Reading to get promoted. So how many are you going to name, Nick?
None.
Okay.
Probably none.
None.
I can't help it. You've picked on me tonight. No, you've picked on me tonight because you know that I don't have a memory.
Okay, we won't put you off.
I'm
promotion winning.
And then Oliver.
Darren Carter.
Hang on.
no.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Darren Carter?
No.
I thought he did. What year was it?
2008-9.
Stevie Carr.
Stephen Carr, yeah.
Yeah. Scott Dan, Roger Johnson.
Think up front, decent goal scorer up front.
Little bloke up front.
Noel Blake.
Time up!
Trevor Francis.
Yes!
What levels of cheating?
happened, but I loved it.
He's got one, did he?
You got one.
You won.
Got one.
Who was it? Darren Carter.
He's no Stephen Carr.
No, hang on. He turned the music up. I've got about 10 then. You can get
Yes.
lost.
What about the manager? What about today's manager? He was in that squad.
Was he?
Yeah. That was when he signed.
That's right.
Nick wouldn't know today's manager.
Good on his
I've
debut.
got Scott Dan, right?
No, Scott Dan didn't
No,
play.
Scott, that was the year later.
Yeah.
Like,
Our defenders then were international, African, shall we put it that way?
yeah.
Yeah. We've had him on the show as well.
Yeah. Roddy Joyede.
Would it have been Joe Hart?
No, it was a
No.
season.
Oh,
year after.
I hate this game. Get lost.
We've had Ridgewell, we've had Martin Taylor, we've had Lee Bowyer, we've had who else have we had on the show? Mike Taylor, Cameron Jerome,
Jerome.
Gary McSheffrey.
All I can say, Paul, is somebody else can play next week, mate.
At least you got one though. You didn't.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
That was a blind guess, mate.
that was well
It was
done.
just a name out of the air. It just
I am, to be honest, Nick. I'm quite
Especially-
proud. I'm quite
He
proud
didn't
of
actually
you.
play against Reading.
However, you did put me off with the loud music, Chris. So I'm going to
Yeah.
rematch you next week. Right?
I did.
No
Yeah.
music. No music.
Okay.
That was cruel.
Yeah.
That was cruel. I'll be honest with you.
I reckon you
Okay.
blew people's eardrums off as well with that, Chris.
Good.
It was quite loud.
And Gordon.
But if anybody
Yeah.
wants to organise it next week, I'll play. If anyone wants
All
to.
right.
challenge.
Okay.
Oh, the Savant. Yeah, put me up against the Savant. Why don't you?
I'll find somebody really good.
As long as it's not the 1875-76 season. Me.
No, just get in touch with Linda for that one. She'll be able to tell you.
Oh, brutal. Absolutely brutal.
That's cruel. That is. That's so cruel.
That's quality.
On
Fair.
the positive side, great shout out for JJ. Well done on getting into the England under-20s. It's great achievements. But also, we've had quite a few international call-ups for this.
Scott Hogan.
Yeah, Scott Hogan.
Scotty, yeah, Scotty Hogan.
Was I the only one who thought what JJ was Welsh?
He was. He
That's
played
why
for
he-
Wales.
yeah.
His father's Welsh, isn't he?
That's Welsh. Yeah. Hereford, isn't it?
He played for the under-18s for Wales.
It's all changed now, hasn't it? Though I mean, you can have your pet can be born in Scotland and play for Scotland.
Or you can switch your allegiance, which I don't quite
Yeah,
get.
yeah.
You know,
Don't
it's
like
set in
them.
stone years
Yeah.
ago, wasn't it?
Oh, Stephen Gill. Thanks, mate. Chucho Benitez, of course.
Yeah, Chucho,
No,
yeah.
that was the season after.
Kevin Phillips.
Oh, was it?
Colin Gordon. Yeah.
Well, while it comes to mind, we forgot Connor Tierney's victory last week.
Yeah.
Sweetest left hook
Yeah.
I've ever seen. Well done, mate, if you're watching.
Fantastic.
I did say, Al, if anyone missed my one-liner last week, I did say that we need that knockout punch, just like Connor Tierney.
Did you say
Yeah.
that?
Right,
I wasn't
Alan,
listening.
I missed that.
Alan, I'm awfully sorry, mate, but who's Connor Tierney?
It was one of our guests.
He was left back against Reading.
Oops.
He's the bare knuckle boxing champion that's gone out. To
I'm
the
not
States.
turning up. I am not turning up for the one when he comes back again.
Oh, actually, on that point, I have
I'm
asked him
definitely
to
filming
come back
that
on.
one.
Yeah.
What? Sorry, Craig.
I've asked him to come back on, and he said yes. But now what I might have to do is arrange it in the ring so that Nick, we can put you up against him now. That's
That'd be
it.
great, wouldn't it? Yeah. Bare knuckle.
Bring it on.
Oh, bare knuckle.
Oh yeah, message
Oh,
from Connor.
God.
He's just said Nick anytime.
Oh, dear.
Oh dear.
Connor, it's not you. It's my memory. As you saw
Yeah.
earlier, right? I only got one. I got 9 or 10 when the music was playing, which you didn't hear, obviously,
Yeah,
because somebody else
yeah,
decided
yeah.
to cheat. And I don't
Yeah.
do cheats. I don't do cheating, right? And in the ring with Conor Tierney. Oh, God.
Yeah.
He'll snap me. I'll snap him off.
I actually, he did a bit of a Q&A session when he got back from America, and I kind of joined on behalf of the show and asked a few questions. And one of the things I asked was, would he ever fight at St Andrews? And what he has said is that his next fight, he's aiming to get the belts out in the States. But if he can do that, he then holds a little bit of leverage on where his next fight would be, and he would love to fight at St Andrews. So who knows what's on the cards? But I do also believe we may well be seeing Conor himself
Oh, God, no.
out on the pitch against West Brom. So
Right, don't tell him where I sit. Don't tell him where I sit.
I've already told him to look out for the old and decrepit person in the corner. Don't worry.
Nick, if you were in the ring with Conor Tierney, he wouldn't have to hit you before you filled your pants.
Oh, mate, I filled him just a minute ago.
There you go. That's good half-time entertainment. Nick,
That'd get him in.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Right. So what if I go in and just get that one lucky punch and deck him?
Yeah.
And when I click my fingers, you will awaken.
Oh, dear. Oh, God. What have I done? What
I
have I
think
done, Chris?
we need to get to predictions maybe for the upcoming game.
What, for the baggies?
Well, it's international break. We'll do that next week, shall we?
You want to? Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's a bit fresher next week, isn't it?
Yeah, okay.
Blues under
I
23
certainly hope
2-1.
that Jude Bellingham gets 2 full games this during this period. I mean, half the team's dropped out anyway, but sitting him on the bench for 70 minutes. No, he's got to play. I mean, I've watched every game of Bayern, Dortmund, and he's the best player.
Yeah.
He's the best player in their side now. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
Do we think Jude will come back to England?
Yeah, at some point, yeah.
I think Liverpool in the summer could well be on the cards.
It looks like Liverpool, doesn't it? Yeah.
Okay, so Kathy J. Morrison, you have to pay some. No, this is the one I wanted. Pete Taylor, if he asks Nick, tell him you sit in the cop lower. I won't, mate. I won't. I'll tell him that I sit in the cop higher, and I've got a bald head, right? And I look like Phil.
And he looks like this.
Do that, please. Chris is choking me. Paul, wait till you see that later, mate.
I've seen it. No, I've already seen
it's quality, absolute quality.
Just ahead of next week, actually, we've got Emily Drakeley joining us next week.
I haven't seen Emily for years.
Yeah.
Co-founder of Her Game Too. So she will be joining us next week to go through all the things that she's doing at the moment, but also that partnership that's tied up with the club. So I think it's well done to everybody involved in that. I know the Middlesbrough game was the first one and not the best result, but many more to come.
Is that her game too? Is it
Her Game Too? Yeah,
Her Game Too. Yeah. She's very knowledgeable. I remember that.
Very clever girl. Very clever girl. Really nice.
Stuff.
Really nice as well. Very pleasant. And she went into sports journalism, didn't she, Chris? Isn't it? Okay. Adam BCFC Walsh. Are we going to break our derby curse and win a derby?
About time, isn't it?
We know the baggies one. We haven't beaten for ages, have we?
Been a while, hasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I know they've been in the for a lot of years over the last, quite a few years over the last 10, haven't they? But we played them over the last 10 years about 4 or 5 times. But even back when we played them in the Prem and when we played them in the Cup that once as well, they beat us, didn't they?
Yeah. We own big time, don't we?
When was the last time we beat them? Alan, when was the last time we actually beat the baggies?
Good question.
Was it 04? Saturday morning.
I don't think we've beaten them since they've come down, have we? The best we've done is we've had a couple of draws. When we were in the Prem, we beat them for a pastime.
Yeah.
Apart from the one game when they finished, they were bottom at Christmas and saved themselves. They beat us during that run, but all the other games and the games before we got promoted, we used to spank them regularly. But my first ever game was against the Albion, and we beat them 3-1, and that was the first time then we'd probably beaten them for 10 years, and the previous 3 home games were 7, 6 and 5. So beating them 3-1 was a bit of a miracle. But we've got a terrible record against the Albion at home. It's reasonable away, but the home record, like for 150 years, is shocking. It's shocking. But we had that one period where we did dominate them. But again, we're going back to the Premier days. We relegated them one year, didn't we, with that Jeff Horsfield header?
Oh, yeah.
That was sweet.
Something really important has just come in. Brenda Browne has said, glad you lot can't see me. I've had to take the phone to the toilet so I don't miss anything. Lol. Brenda, actually, we record every single person.
Yeah. To be fair,
Brenda, could you hear us? Because we could hear you.
To be fair, Brenda, I'm glad that we can't see you as well.
The concerning thing is, we see you every week, and we know that bucket's underneath your table.
No, Chris. No. Great. Right, listen. Right, I was at Chris Brown's house yesterday, right, and the bucket wasn't there. And I mentioned to my other half, I said, look, he's moved the bucket, he's disinfected it.
I knew you was coming, you see. It's going for annual maintenance.
Oh, could you imagine the slops that were in that on Friday night?
Yeah. It does start to smell after a couple of years.
Oh, we're beginning to realize what the last 15 is.
Here we go. Last 15 minutes. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
This is the hardest one ever.
The last 15 is going to be a really difficult one tonight. It's anything to do with computer games, PS4 games, what do you call it? Xbox game. Anything to do with any of those. Anything to do with a computer game, a simulated game.
Yeah, Sega Mega Drive. Sinclair, Commodore.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Wasn't there a footballer with the surname Sinclair back in the day?
Oh, yeah, Frank Sinclair.
Yeah, played for us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Frank Sinclair. I've started you up. There you go.
Frank Sinclair Spectrum.
But I have Sonic the Hedge Hogan.
Ooh.
What about Pep Cletetras?
Pardon? What is that?
Pep Cletet.
Oh, I wondered what you said then.
You know what? I was worried as well, Chris.
No.
I've got my blood ready.
Oh, Linda Magna. Brenda, you need a bucket.
Oh, they're coming in already. Oh, I'm loving
Trevor
Paul
Smith,
McCarthy.
same with me, got it on loudspeaker. You go, because, like, Craig, I'll tell you what, can you command this because you see it about a minute before I do, dude? All right.
There we go. Paul McCarthy with Lyle Taylor Croft.
Oh,
We've got Ray Hobro with FIFA Fahe. We've had Frank Sinclair, Sonic the footballer from Linda Magna.
Oh, Call of Duty.
Sonic. Oh, no, think about that one. Think about that one. Think about that one from Linda Magna.
That's a good one.
Sonic.
Yeah.
I think that's where she got it from. Call of Duty is the best one.
It's a good one, that is.
Oh, we've got Luatari.
Oh, that's a clever one.
We've got Super Mario Melchior.
That was mine. That was
what's going to happen.
Crikey. All day it took me, that one. All bloody day.
Come on, then, computer games and computer characters from across the globe, ladies and gentlemen.
If Bellingham did go to Liverpool and Klopp got hold of him, I think he'd turn him probably into the best midfielder on the planet.
Without a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt, Paul.
Yeah. And as an England fan, obviously, as well, that's exciting. And, the future's looking good for England as well.
So this question, I saw a question going around. Do you reckon Jude will retire at Blues? Do you reckon he'll come back to Blues?
No. I think look, that guy is going to go for mega money, mega money. As long as he can keep his fitness, right?
No, he said retire. Will he retire?
I know,
will he make Blues his last club?
I know.
It's a good question.
What do we do? Do we reinvent the shirt if he comes back?
I think it's time to wear it.
Imagine when he's about 38, if was, Roger, you don't know where we're going to be, do you? In 15, 20 years, do you? So,
where were we 15, 20 years ago, Paul? We were winning the Carling Cup, right?
15, 20 years ago.
20 years ago. We were also getting relegated. Like, we were 9th in the Premier League, like with our best run ever.
20 years ago, Nick, we were playing in this shirt in the Premier League. We've just been promoted.
We got Alex the Kid for a quid.
That's a good one.
Mikel Forzel, or Forza L, I should say.
I like that. I can't think of any myself.
It's hard, isn't it?
I knew a bloke called Windows, but he was a cricketer. Tony Windows, his name was. Played for
I
Sussex.
used to work with a guy when I worked in engineering way back in the 70s, right? His name was Alan Key. and when I was working in the tyre industry, there's a guy at Goodyear's at Wolverhampton. His name was Eddie Kazmierczak. Kazmierczak. And he was in the finance department.
I'll tell you one as well. This is the truth. Years ago, we used to clean a pub, not far from here, and the landlord's name was Mary Christmas.
Really?
Oh, brilliant!
And that's
Brilliant.
true. She was on ATV today as
You
well.
just
yeah.
reminded me of my birthday, Chris. We've got Donkey Chong just come in. That's a very good. Donkey Chong is brilliant.
Well, she was in charge of the Robin Hood pub.
That's it. Well done, Alan. Yeah,
Merry Christmas, yeah.
Merry Christmas, yeah. See, I wasn't lying. You all thought I was lying.
Are you sure? No, I don't. I thought she
You
was in charge of the little donkey.
You thought
I used to drink in there in my youth, and I lived not far from it when I got married.
Yeah.
It was my local.
Got a bit of Danish Invaders from Dom Kavanagh.
Danish Invaders.
Oh, brilliant. Super Mario Balotelli, Atari Bell, Robert Lee, and Donkey Ding Dong.
And Kathy Jean Morrison is giving too much away here. She says, can you Tilton guys send me a T-shirt? A cup. What's she trying to say?
Right, okay.
T-shirt and a cup.
A cup, yeah. A cup.
A cup. How big's that?
She may be very young.
Apple size, isn't it?
Might be. Hang on, I'll tell you.
Okay, so what's B? Banana?
Oh, yeah.
C?
Don't know.
Ivan Sonic. We've got Chucksy Egg.
Oh, that's a good one.
You know what? It's a good one, but it hasn't made me cry tonight.
No, this is a good one. Grand Theft Auto windscreens.
That's a good one.
That's brilliant.
Who's that from?
Oh my God!
That's from Mark. Mark Brooks.
Mark Brooks. Well done, mate. Well done. That has done me
very
tonight.
good.
Proper. I'll go to sleep thinking about that tonight, I'm sure.
I think it might just have been better by Trevor John Smith with keyboard pesky solido.
Oh.
Clever. Kathy went to her first away match with the Excessi Blues mob on Saturday, and she enjoyed it. The company was great. Yeah, they're good people. They're very.
Pete Taylor's come back with Tabby's tongue.
Right. Okay. Duke Nukem.
Oh, that's a good one, Duke Nukem. That's
Problem is, Paul, for me, I don't play computer games.
Yeah, you got to know what they are, obviously, to get the joke.
Grand Theft Auto windscreens I've played.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I love that one. That's super.
I play the role-playing games.
Oh, right.
We'll move on. Yeah.
Sorry, Chris, that's for after 9 o'clock.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, Kathy wants a mug. Now I understand. Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
A cup.
Yeah.
Oh,
we're not that clever.
We thought you meant a cup.
We're not that clever. Yeah. Not that clever. No. Yeah, I'll get one off.
Kathy,
I'll get one off you.
What you have to do, Kathy, for the people on the Tilton Talk Show, is explain, dear. Explain.
Yeah, we ain't that clever.
I've got one. What about Super Mario Heart instead of Kart?
Yes, Super Mario Heart. Got it. Yeah, very good. Very good.
Cool. Nearly 5 to 9, ladies and gents. Where has the time
gone? Boy.
Where's the time gone? Paul Hard Drive. Paul Hard Drive. Who's that one?
Don't know that one. Oh, Paul Harding Drive. Paul Harding.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, Trevor. You've built me up and then you let yourself down.
No, he didn't type Harding first time, did he?
All right.
No. Harding.
Right. Listen. Really important. Excessi Blues have collected Easter eggs for underprivileged children. Took loads from our church. We got loads, and Steve Portman and Ada took them to the place where underprivileged children are. Glad my church gave loads. Listen, I don't know what your church is, Brenda. Let us know, sweetheart. And if there's anybody out there that can afford an extra Easter egg this year for kids that, will just simply be sat there on that Sunday morning without any chocolate, just like I used to when I was a child, ladies and gents, just like I used to. One of 9 in the 60s. It was a very difficult time. Please try and help out.
Bring them
okay, we've got Donkey Dong. Oh.
What about Championship Manager?
You're not a grandstand. West Hard Drive. We've got that one. D had a bowling ball. Gary Gardner Peas. Where does that come from?
That's very random, isn't it?
Right, yeah, that's a good one from Ray Hobro. Gran Turismo Salah.
Very clever.
Yeah.
Oh, Ray, that was superb, mate. Superb.
Yeah,
Didn't make me laugh, but it was superb.
Yeah,
I still owe you a point.
Yeah.
That's not what Rick
No,
Gordon's got.
hang on. Right. When I owed Ray Hobro a point, it was £3. Now it's going to be 6 or 7.
Bloody hell. We had a Scottish manager when you bought that.
What about SpongeBob Taylor SquarePants?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cartoon more than a game, isn't it?
Oh, no, it's a computer game as well. I'm having that one.
Like I said, I don't play computer games, so I don't know.
Eva Claridge. No, I don't know that one.
What about
Tekken, I like that one, yeah.
Banjo Kazooie instead of Banjo Kazooie?
Oh.
Is it getting worse?
Tekken Armstrong.
Yeah, getting worse.
Yeah, they're getting.
Savage the Hedgehog.
Tekken Armstrong. That means you can have Tekken Doy as well, then, if that's the case.
Tekken Doy. Yeah.
Tekken Doy.
Yeah.
Keep up warm.
No, I don't know that one.
I don't know because I don't play computer games, so I don't know what any of these are apart from Gran Turismo Salah. That was Kia. And what was the other one that I left out earlier? Because I can't scroll down on YouTube; it just disappears.
What about you, Oliver? Are you much of a gamer?
Yeah.
You playing?
FIFA. a lot of FIFA.
Yeah.
I thought got Lee Sports on Wii Sports, Lee Boyer.
Yes.
Okay.
A little bit of one.
Poor, that was.
Yeah. I couldn't think any off the top of my
That's
head.
the best you can do, I suppose.
Brilliant.
Right, we need to ramp this up next week. We need
do.
a really decent subject. So, team, get your heads thinking and message me some subjects, please, over the next 7 days. Wow, this
And it's
is
time to
a
wrap
minute
up
to
now.
9. It's a minute to 9. I can't believe it. This has been the Tilton Talk Show, sponsored by Boylesports and, of course, M.A.Reilly, the French polishers, and our great friends down at the Garrison Cotton Company, who have produced a Tilton Talk Show blend. There is one blend in Uttoxeter. There is one blend in Poole in Dorset. And you know what? If you
And
want
there's 3 packets left here. If anybody wants to put in an offer.
yeah, can we raffle them? Can we auction them?
Of course you can, yeah. Of course you can.
We'll do that next week, right?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, ladies, gents, we've had a laugh again tonight. You know what? I'm just watching the news and it's just desperate. It's desperate what is going on in Ukraine, and I'm sure that we all stand with every single person there. And I don't know what the solution is. I don't know how we can resolve this. I have no clue, and I'm rarely lost for words. But to see the death and the devastation in that country is heartbreaking. Absolutely, utterly heartbreaking. I saw that team play England at Wembley.
Yeah.
And now we're in this position. Did you want to say something, Alan?
No, I've seen Ukraine play. I saw them play Wales. And I read a wonderful book once called The Road to Babi Yar, which was about Kiev in the Second World War and the absolute mayhem that happened then. And to go back to that, it's just so sad.
What gets me, Alan, is we are now in 2022. We're incredibly technologically advanced with horrible bits of warfare, right? And innocent women. I've seen like pensioners, disabled people, children, women, even men. You know what? This just isn't right in 2022. We should be a world that we can get on as one nation. And we should be in a position where we're doing business with each other and communicating. For me, Putin, You are the modern day Hitler. And I think most people in the world hate you. End of.
Yeah.
This has been the Tilton Talk Show. Oliver!
Night, everybody.
Mark Adams.
Good night, all. Have a good week.
Paul.
See you next week.
Good night, all.
Ray Courtney.
Good night, all. Stay safe.
The chairman, Watto.
Good night, everybody. And my friend Stuart, the Cardiff fan who's got COVID.
Oh, bless.
And Italy beat Wales. Not the best weekend, mate, but get better
All right.
soon.
No worries, good. And from the one and only Mrs. Browne.
Good evening, good night.
And from Legal Sports, the Garrison Coffee Company, and M.A.Reilly, French Foresters. Good night. God bless. Take care. Stay safe, ladies and gents. Stay safe. And, we're living in very uncertain times at the minute. And let's hope that we're all back here next Monday night, 7:30 through till 9. Good night. God bless. Take care. Keep right.